we are concerned and have immediately made a protest to President Pompidou about the continuation of the tests. We are certain that this act will renew and refresh opposition to the test throughout the world, and we are determined to continue the role of the silent accusing witness that has been taken up by the New Zealand ship Otago, which was stationed some 20 miles upwind from. A couple of amendments to the press statement, which are being typed now. They should be ready in a minute, then we'll be off election, but time isn't unlimited. If the French decided to go ahead with their tests, then a semi-final decision, which has the effect of giving orders to the frigate which can be countermanded, but would put her in a nearer proximity to the test zone. Mitcar.
No, he's put it on the end of the sentence where it's supposed to be the beginning.
Oh, we need to catch that up. You got copies of it? We are pleased and gratified that the International Court of Justice, having heard the presentation and case made by New Zealand, seeking the court's intervention in prohibiting nuclear weapons testing at Mururoa, has been successful. And the court, in a majority decision, has issued an interim order calling for a cessation of the proposed tests, and in particular saying that the French government should avoid nuclear tests causing the deposit of radioactive fallout on the territory of New Zealand, the Cook Islands, Niue, and the Tokelau Islands. Immediately on receipt of the court's decision, the New Zealand government dispatched a message to President Pompidou through two channels, through the French Embassy in Wellington and through the New Zealand Embassy in Paris, this message requests France to acknowledge and accept the decision of the court, and we very much hope, because France has been a very stout advocate for the International Court of Justice, that it will accept the interim order of the court. For small nations, the rule of law is a very important thing, and we have sought the cessation of nuclear testing, in particular emphasis on French testing because of its proximity in both time and locality. through diplomatic, it was not an immediate response to the court's decisions. And while contingent decisions have been made in some areas, no final decision, in the sense that it is irrevocable, has been made so far as the frigate is concerned. I think I could leave it at that. You might want to ask some questions, but perhaps you'd like to look through the press statement first. I had talks with Mr. Whitlam about the actions we intended taking, the fact that we were approaching President Pompidou, that we were making representations to a considerable number of other countries, and that we would make a contingent decision on the frigate which was aimed at securing compliance with the court's order. It is not aggravating a dispute to try and get the other party to the dispute to accept the order of the court.
You say you're hopeful for a favourable response from President Pompidou, but are you optimistic you'll get it?
I have no reason to believe that France, though it has said that it wouldn't accept the jurisdiction of the court in this issue, that it is still considerably concerned about international law and relationships with other states. And I think it would be fair enough to comment that the rather low-key approach that France has adopted during the time that this matter has been before the court almost certainly would have been out of recognition of the fact that they did not want to openly and directly flout the court. And I don't think, because positive statements haven't been made in that period about the court's decision or the effects of it, that we should dismiss the idea that France is affected by these sort of actions. And for that reason, I'm certain, regardless of the answer we get, there will most certainly be some response by the French to the fact of the court decision being issued.
When would you expect to get this answer?
I would hope to get it fairly soon. And what we would do probably is to make a contingent decision concerning the frigate, but one that's not irrevocable, and certainly not one that would put her in the test zone forthwith. And to make that without any particular prejudice in the event of a measure of movement or acceptance of the court's decision, then of course that contingent order would be countermanded at once. But in terms of speed, the frigate is 7 or 8 days removed from the test zone. And we would do no more than prudent, but we wouldn't finally commit ourselves to being in the test zone until we had some indication. But we may be closer to it.
Let's call upon other countries for cooperation in recognition of the court's decision. Just what kind of cooperation they expect from the state?
On an appropriate date shortly.
Yes, I got that's very important now.
I'm not certain where she is now, but she's in the vicinity of Auckland. Is she in port? I frankly couldn't tell you that, but I know that she's available for dispatch. Thanks very much. We're not taking any poker players on the boat anyway.